We will get started here in just a minute. How's everybody doing? Okay.
Hello.
Hey there, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
We just finished another show. We were doing a jewelry show right before this, so I saw you went live and I was like, "Oh, I'm wrapping up."
No problem. Figured I would just get on here early and avoid any potential mishaps on my end.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you. How's everything
You too.
going?
Everything's good. We just got back from a little vacation and yeah, I'm fired up, ready to go.
Amazing. Well, I'm excited to see all of your treasures as always. You have such
Yes,
beautiful pieces. I saw your
thank you.
amazing previews. And unfortunately, for some reason, Instagram was being weird to me. So I was only able to repost one of them. I tried to
All
repost
good.
all of them and it just kept saying error loading. So anyway, I guess people will get to be surprised if they haven't seen your previews already. But maybe
Yes,
you
for
could tell
sure.
everybody a little bit about what they can expect in the show today.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously the theme of all of this is wedding related, but I wanted to make sure that I chose items that would make for great wedding gifts, but also if someone's not attending a wedding anytime soon, that there are amazing gifts if, if you want to keep them for yourself. So they're very universal in that way. It's super curated. And I think, the other thing I wanted to think of is a lot of times you have a wedding registry that you go off of when you want to buy a gift for someone. So I wanted to choose gifts that no matter what was on someone's registry, you won't be able to go wrong with any of these.
I love that.
And so none of these will make for a bad gift, whether you give it to someone else or you gift it to yourself. And there's lots and lots of exciting items here. Um, and yeah, I'm thrilled to have sourced some of this stuff. So
Likewise, I'm excited to see it. Welcome, guys. Hi, Batik Pink. Hi, Chuck. Hi, Brett. I'm so glad you guys are here. Hi, Kelly. Happy Saturday, guys. This is going to be a great show. There's some really beautiful treasures. Without further
yes.
ado, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let the things speak for themselves. Where do you want to start with this?
Um, I want to start with something that is kind of a classic when it comes to gifting something for a wedding, and that's picture frames. But this is a really special picture frame, and I'll tell everybody why. Let me just push it here. Okay. So this is a what some people call dead stock or new old stock English picture frame from a company called Cars. And what's really special about this is one, it's from England, but two, it has this engine turn detail. And I don't know if it's easy for people to see here. You might not be able to, might not focus, but it
I
has
could see
engine
pretty
turning.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's got this engine turning detail all the way around here. And the special thing about that is that's all done by hand by a rose engine or a rose lathe. So someone sits there by hand and creates this meticulous pattern. Um, and it really takes an artisan, and it's a lost art that people don't really do anymore. So anyway, this is an amazing picture frame. It's probably a 5 by 7. I guess I could measure it, but it's a good size and it's new old stock. So it's not, it is vintage, but it is as if it came from the store, and
Wow.
it's in absolutely perfect condition. And the engine turning is just not something that you see very often. And this makes for a great gift. Or if you just need a picture frame for your house, this is a really special one.
Can you bring it a little closer? We were able
Yeah.
to see some of the detail, but it would be great to. Oh, I see now.
It's silver
Yes.
plate, so it's been polished by me, but as time goes on, it gets. You can see some of the engine turning detail there,
Mm-hmm.
and that goes all the way around. And again, in case you're just joining, that's all done by hand. So someone sits there with a machine and has to be so careful and so smooth to make this pattern. And on such a small border like this, it's just it's a special thing.
Yes, very gorgeous. And can we see the back? It looks like it has a beautiful
Yeah,
blue.
yeah,
That's
it's got a
stunning.
yeah, and it's truly it's perfect,
Wow.
absolute
Do you
mint
have an
condition.
estimate on the year of the range on this?
That's a good question. My guess is probably sometime around the 60s. 60s to 70s, but engine turning was really popular in the 60s. We saw it on a lot of vintage Hermes pieces. It's kind of when it really started to come into popularity. So yeah, this is about a 5 by 7.
5 by 7. Okay.
Yep.
This is
So
gorgeous. So if you're just joining us, guys, welcome. Thanks so much for being here. If you haven't already, follow Collector's Gene up at the top. There's a little circle with a person and a plus sign. Make sure to follow. Right now, we're looking at a new old stock Cars of England engine turned 5 by 7 photo frame. This is a great gift, of course, a great piece to add to your collection, and the engine turning is all done by hand, so you can see this really beautiful detail on the edges
yeah,
of this piece.
it's really it's a technique that you see today primarily just on like watches. So there's
Mm,
some watchmakers that still use this pattern called guilloche, and it's done by these rose engines or rose lathes. And it's not something that you see on on like decor and home goods anymore. So that's why this is particularly special piece. So
that
this
is
will be
so
going
cool.
into inventory in case you want to purchase it. And I'll get going on the next item here, but if you are interested in this item, it will be in my inventory here.
Amazing.
Okay. Next, I'm going to go to something that I'm so excited about. This is another dead stock or new old stock item, and this is from the infamous Christoph silver makers. And this is like the ultimate wedding gift, perhaps,
Oh,
or gift for yourself. So this is again dead stock. It still is in the plastic wrapping you can see here. So this is
wow.
a champagne bottle stopper or wine bottle stopper, and then this is a tool that helps you take the cork out without making a mess. And I've seen maybe a couple brands today remake stuff like this, but you don't see this often, like these old utilitarian tools. And who better from Christoph? I mean, this is a gift
Yeah,
set and it's extremely rare. All Christoph pieces are incredible in their own right, but it's hard to see because it's still in the plastic. But this is all wood, and then this is obviously silver plate, and then these handles are wood here too.
that is stunning, and that box is so handsome. Such a
Yes,
gorgeous
yeah.
color.
This could sit on a bar cart. This could sit, on a bookshelf as its own. So it's a really
Absolutely.
special set for sure.
And this, if you're, looking to gift somebody something, include this with the bottle of champagne.
Right.
This is a really extra special piece. This is something that people will use and remember you or remember the experience, that core memory of opening those things, the champagne bottles every year, New
Yeah.
Year's. This is
That's
a
kind of
great.
the idea with this is and all these gifts here again whether you keep them for yourself or you gift them is that a lot of the wedding gifts from people's registries they come and go. They usually are um, I guess maybe a little overzealous in the things that they think they want, and then they end up getting rid of them down the line and you end up spending money on something and they don't remember who it came from. But
Rice
when you
cooker or
yeah
Christoph champagne set.
yeah
I think I would go with the champagne set.
yes. Yeah, this is a spectacular set. Again, ultra rare. Would be very hard to find one of these, let alone dead stock like this in the
Yes,
original box. Really special
gorgeous.
piece, and I can attest. Like I have these types of tools, not from Christoph, but I have tools like this at home, and they work incredible. Like we use wine bottle stoppers all the time,
Mhm.
um, and they're really special and they're very purposeful. So
I
again,
agree.
this
This is a
will also
great.
be an inventory.
Yeah, this is gorgeous. I love the wood. I love the silver plate.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
pretty.
So if you're interested in this piece, it's going to be going to inventory now. At least it should be in there.
I see it.
Okay, perfect. Let's move on to. Okay, these are really fun. So these are called. Really, they're called master salts, but I think over time the term has evolved into salt cellars, if you will. But what they really are is they're called master salts. So these sit on the dining table, and these would basically, they come with these cobalt glass liners, and
Oh,
salt
wow.
goes in here, and you put like, some type of stainless steel spoon or whatever. But the reason that these are in here is because these are silver or silver plate, and salt eats silver.
Hmm.
So so they have these cobalt blue liners in here to avoid that, but at least you can have a decorative piece on the table. And if you know someone that likes to host, or if you like to host, these are really great for those reasons. And I think the other special thing about that is a lot of times you'll find these in just round or rectangle, but this kind of has this wavy shape here you can see, and so they cut the glass to match
Wow.
that, which I think is really spectacular.
That is absolutely stunning. The
Yeah.
cobalt blue glass just on its own is something of a beauty. And then paired with that, also with the intention behind it, is such a unique piece.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing is like these are primarily, or were primarily used in England. These were well known as English serving tools that you could use, and so all the designs are reminiscent of that. These aren't new by any means; these are very well vintage, and this is not like something that you would see. Um, this is not like a made in Germany type of design. Like this is English through and through,
Hmm.
and they use these pieces. Like we see them pop up at maybe antique flea markets, whatever now. But back in the day, these were actually being used. But these
Hmm.
ones happen to be in particularly pretty insane condition. And hold one of them close here. So you can see all the
Oh,
piercing detail around the edges and the feet.
I
And
love how you
again,
can see the blue come through on the bottom as well.
yes, exactly. And
Wow.
again, you know, put put matches in here, put toothpicks in here, put a couple pieces of candy, use them as little mini bonbon dishes in your living room
Put your rings in
for your
there.
rings, put them on a bookshelf, whatever it may be. But these are really, really special pieces for sure.
Very beautiful. That's a
Yeah.
great set. Great set. You get two of the pieces together, a pair, 145. Shipping
Yeah.
is free. These are
Yep.
spectacular.
Yeah. And again, all of these are different. So you may find master salts or salt cellars in the future, but you won't find ones that are always the exact same. And that's what I kind of love about these is it's so hard to find four of the same kind, or six of the same kind. So they always come in pairs, usually of two, and you won't see the same ones anywhere else, which I think is really fun.
Love that.
Yeah. Okay. So these will be going to inventory as well. Feel free to snag them while you can. Let's see what else we got here.
If you're just joining or this is your first show and you're not familiar with the inventory, you can tap the little box on the bottom right-hand side. You'll see it has a number 7 on it right now. If you tap on that, that's going to show you some of the pieces that we've already seen today, as well as a couple of other pieces that are already in the inventory. So if there's anything that you have a question on or you want more details on, please feel free to ask us. We're happy to tell you more about anything that we've already shown.
Yep, exactly. Okay, I got so much interest on this particular piece on social, so I'm I'm excited to share it. So this is an Hermes Black Ostrich um, agenda cover, and it's well, first off, you don't see Hermes doing ostrich that often anymore, if at all. So
Mhm.
it's extremely amazing leather. It's very subtle. It's not in your face. You can see it's got the ostrich detailing on there. Um, and your little agenda notebook slips right into these two hooks in here, and you take it with you on the go. And then it's got these slots for the ends of the pages, or the ends of the cover rather.
Mhm.
And you can also fit a passport in here. I tried. It does
Love
fit, but it
space.
is not necessarily a passport cover, but it is made for an agenda. And it's it's just one of those things where a lot of people use these little types of notebooks, but they're made of paper, so the corners always get dingy and all that. And if you're bringing something to a meeting and you want to take notes on a notebook or a little notepad, I mean, this just elevates your game that much more. And it's Hermes and it's vintage, and it's just like, how do you beat it? You know?
It's gorgeous. I mean, the leather on this is so supple and beautiful. You can see it
Yes.
still has this really incredible sheen to it. The ostrich
Yeah.
leather, as you guys all know, is very durable and unique. I love that this can double as a passport holder. I just
Right.
recently was traveling back from Cannes and I was thinking to myself, I wish I had brought a passport holder. I didn't. And I was fumbling
Yes.
around looking in my bag trying to find my passport.
Right. Yeah.
This would be a great
And
solution.
you know, if we want to stay on the topic of wedding gifts, put in buy an Hermes agenda. They're not expensive. They're really not. Um, Not even talking in terms of relative cost to Hermes. You know, they're just it would make for a nice addition to this gift.
Hmm.
And write the wedding, you know, the wedded couple to be a note inside of it. You know,
That's
fill out the
gorgeous.
first page for them. Give it to them as maybe the cover for their vow book.
Hmm.
You know, there's a million ways that you can use this for yourself or to gift it. Um, and it's just really special. And again, you just don't see Hermes doing ostrich anymore. And so when you find pieces like this, it's pretty spectacular.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
This is gorgeous. This is a great piece, great price, and not something you're going to come across very often.
No.
Um,
And the conditions amazing too.
yeah, the condition's
Yeah.
stunning.
So that'll be an inventory as well. Feel free to it is gorgeous, Rach. Feel free
It
to go
is.
and snag it. Don't miss out.
I know,
That'll be an
Rach, that you
inventory.
love exotic skins, so it's right up her
Yes,
alley.
exactly. Okay, this is the next piece that I got crazy interest on. Um, this is a
Oh,
LV address book, and also in unworn condition. I can't find, you know, a nick on it, and it
wow.
still has an unused repertoire book or address book inside of it. And this would be, you know, when I was thinking about, okay, buy this for yourself, you can slip a notepad in here, you can use the address book if you use it for that purpose, but if you gift this to someone who's having a wedding, imagine them using this as like their notepad for taking notes for everyone that came to their wedding. And you know their addresses and keeping stock of that, and then this almost becomes like a little heirloom of everybody that was at their wedding and who bought what gift for them and how they take notes. Or you know, there's a million ways that you could use this. You could take the notepad out and use it as a document holder. It has, you know, slots here for documents
Mhm.
and all that here. I mean, this is again just an interesting kind of.
Yay,
Oh, thank you,
Rachel
Rach.
got that.
I think she
Congrats.
asked. It's certainly bigger than the agenda. You could see here the difference between the two.
That's for you. I
Yeah,
agree. Congratulations. That is such a beautiful piece.
great buy. This does not disappoint. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I'm happy it's
Thanks.
going to your home because I know that you will
Likewise.
enjoy it.
Oh, bummer. I'm sorry. You wanted it. So if this is
Well,
your first time purchase,
yeah,
first time shopping here on House Codes, the way it works here is the first person who clicks the buy button enters their card if they haven't already saved it in there. That's how it works. But um, Cameron is very capable of sourcing. If you are interested in something like that,
yes,
you can feel free to reach out to him directly on Instagram. His Instagram handle is Collectors Gene.
or
Uh,
it's at Cameron Ross Steiner. Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's right.
No, no,
At
you're
Cameron
fine.
Rothsteiner.
It's confusing. Please reach out. I'm happy to find you one. I can almost guarantee that I could source you one, um, and make you happy. So please feel free to reach out to me there at Cameron Ross Steiner, and I will be happy, more than happy to source you one. Don't want anybody missing out on stuff that they really want. So we will make it happen.
Yes.
Thank you for pushing that.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so next thing I'm gonna push is maybe like one of the most ultimate wedding gifts, or if you love to host, an amazing gift to yourself, or if you know someone that likes to host and you just want to gift them something anyway. So many people put serving
Wow.
platters and all this stuff, uh, you know, on their registries, and this is just something that I have not been able to replicate in terms of finding. This is a made in France Pyrex dish, with its matching silver plate cover here, and the casserole dish is made in France. And what's really interesting is back in the day, Pyrex would partner with these silversmiths and silver companies to make these matching casings for their, you know, for their designs. And Pyrex doesn't do that anymore. As you've probably seen, it comes in sets of 57 pieces with different colored lids, and there's zero charm, and um, it's just not that exciting. But this is like an unused Pyrex dish. I mean, I don't know if you could see how crisp the Pyrex France is on there.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like unused, and then this is the matching cover.
What?
It's very um, I want to call it Art Deco, but you know, you don't see this like wide ribbing detail usually with Art Deco, so it's really unique. And you could see it's kind of got these wide, fat, little chunky ribs of detail here. And I mean, again, this is
This is
free shipping, so don't worry about how it's going to get to you. But it's just an absolutely spectacular piece. It's an oval shape, but I would call it pretty close to a 9 by 13 size.
right.
So I mean, you put this on the table during the holidays with whatever you want to put inside of it, or if you're hosting people, and it's just you you won't find another one of these. I certainly have not been able to,
No.
and it's just a really it's a really special piece.
That is spectacular.
Yeah, I
What
wish I
a
could
gift.
find two because I would keep one for myself for sure. But
Absolutely. I mean, all of the family meals that are
yeah,
coming up this year, this is such a beautiful moment. If you have somebody in your family, I don't know, who is known for having a special dish, a signature dish, and you want to carry that memory forward, this is a really beautiful way to kind of celebrate and honor that person year over
yeah,
year. I know my
exactly.
mother-in-law makes something that would be really beautiful in that.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that the interesting thing is, you know, when you think about how to serve dishes at home, a lot of times you just go with what's easiest. And I agree, Rach. It does speak for itself,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it's yeah. I don't know what else to say about it other than that it's just it's really special, and it would not put a smile on someone's face. And the best part is actually is that this looks like it's been pretty much untouched. So you get to make all new memories with this. I don't think anyone else has used this. I think it's honestly sat since it was bought because it's that crisp. And
It's unreal. So
yeah,
good. So
yeah,
good. And
great
guys,
piece.
everything, Cameron includes shipping on everything, which is such a
Yep,
really nice gesture. So there's no additional fees on the shipping side for any of this stuff today. So
yep.
this is a really nice gift.
That is
Nice.
going to inventory. Feel free to go and snag it. Okay, let's talk about one of my favorite things to gift and collect, and that's decanters.
Ooh,
And this is a vintage Swedish Engelstone Art Deco decanter. It's really in the shape of a horseshoe here. You can see it's concave in this area, and it's got a ball round stopper here, sphere stopper.
wow.
And Engelstone is a defunct Swedish maker, if you will, artisan company, and what I love about decanters is when you're going over to someone's house, okay, you could bring a bottle of wine, you could bring a, you know, thing of flowers, you could bring a housewarming gift. But what I really love doing is bringing a decanter and a really nice bottle of whatever they like to drink, or you take this out and you can use it as a vase if you wanted to
Mhm.
for like a bud vase. And I just think there's so much charm in vintage decanters. You don't really.
Yay, Kelly got that.
Goodbye, Kelly.
This is
Goodbye.
gorgeous.
I am envious that it's leaving my house here, but I'm hopeful that you'll at least take pictures using it because I will miss seeing it in my house for sure.
Kelly has the
Um,
most insane collection of Gucci pieces for me, like all the boar and the
yeah.
hare and the hound and the fox. So this horseshoe reminiscent shape, I feel like it's going to be so gorgeous with what you have already, Kelly. I'm
Oh,
obsessed.
she bought the Pyrex, not this
Oh,
yet.
you bought the
Yeah.
Pyrex. Amazing. Amazing.
Um,
Congrats.
well, you don't have to. I know you said you don't cook, Kelly, but the great thing is that you could take the lid off this and put it on the table. You could use it as a fruit bowl. You
Mm,
could use it, you know, again, like if you have folks coming over, use it as you know a crudité dish, which requires no cooking at all, which is great. Just cutting up some vegetables.
love that.
Um, but anyway, so this decanter is great. I love gifting them. I love collecting them, and this is just a shape that's so reminiscent of Hermes and Ralph Lauren and Gucci and anything equestrian related. And it's Swedish, and Swedish antiques are some of my favorite because they go with everything. It really reminds me of like Art Deco and French. in the sense that you can mix Swedish antiques with just about anything and it always looks good. And it's kind of a if you know, you know sort of field of collecting are these Swedish antiques. This I actually bought directly from Sweden, so I'd like to think that it actually never left there since its inception, which is really special. And just a great piece. So this will be an inventory, free shipping, of course, as always, and a really special gift. Yes,
Yeah, I
bring
agree.
bring it with a bottle to a guest, and you get to tell them a whole story. This isn't like, hey, I bought you this decanter at Neiman Marcus. This is early 1940s, 1950s, probably Swedish decanter directly from Sweden, and here's a really special bottle of whatever you love to put inside of it.
Such a great story. I love that.
That'll be an inventory as well. Okay. All right. If you know me, which a lot of you may not know me that well, um, I love Ralph Lauren, one of the best companies in the world, one of the best collectors in the world, and everything that he makes is a direct reflection on the things that he loves. So it's not based on trends, it's not based on, what's hot in the market, what's not. It's based on all the things that he loves. And so this is an old from the Safari collection, which is one of the most celebrated collections that Ralph ever did. They still do like purple label and high fashion women's wear Safari stuff, but when it comes to the homeware line, they don't do it anymore. So this is a Ralph Lauren Safari box, also in like new condition, and it's in faux alligator croc. Use this for. I hate leaving out like phone chargers and TV remotes. So put this in your room to hold that stuff. Put it on a bookshelf. Use it for jewelry. Use it to store the junk that you keep in your drawer in your kitchen or your office. And it's just a lovely piece. Um,
This is gorgeous. This is a
yeah.
beautiful, beautiful piece to have on your desk to just
Yep.
keep all of the things that you want to have a little bit hidden, whether that be, notes or things like that that you don't want seen, or of course all of your pens and
Yeah.
clips and things like that.
Yeah. I love this. I love the Safari collection, and when I saw this box, I was like, "Wow, this is great!" So it has the Ralph Lauren Safari label on the inside.
Congrats, Brett. That is a
Thank you,
great
Brett. You
gift.
will absolutely love this. Can't wait for you to have it. Hopefully, you send me some pictures or tag me on Instagram when you get it. Post it. I would love to see what you get or what you put in it rather.
Yeah,
Okay.
that is a handsome piece.
All right. These are something that I recently found. This is a set of three from Chinelli in Italy. They're signed Chinelli. Um, There are these three Art Deco boxes in three different sizes. One is round, and then there's two small ovals here, and it came in this set of three. And I love these as little keepsake jars for your rings, or if cufflinks for the groom can put his cufflinks in here, kind of like keepsake sort of stuff. But where they really shine and where they really look amazing in general is styling them on a book. Like in
Mm.
it's hard for me to show you because I have a tripod on right now, but you style them on a book on your coffee table or on a bookshelf or on your desk, and they're so elegant. And I love that they're made in Italy. The quality is great. They are silver plate. They do have great patina. They are very vintage, and you know some of the silver tarnish plate rather could be polished off, but the patina on them is kind of what makes them really, really special.
Wow.
And they come in a set of three. And I don't know, I don't see made in Italy stuff that often that comes in a set like this.
No.
And everyone knows the Italians are artisans in their own right, so anything from Italy is always a pass or a go rather in my book.
Italians do it better. It's one of my favorite
Yes,
record labels, actually. It's like probably one of the best names for a record label or anyone for that
yes,
matter. Italians do it better. This I could see so beautifully on a coffee table. Imagine
yep,
this with your favorite candle, with the reflection of the candle on this silver plate. And then inside, you can put the matches. If you have books of matches, you can put them inside of there. Can, use these for other, to put in other little treasures that you might want to access. I'm not
Yep.
sure what they would be actually now that I'm thinking of my candle analogy, but definitely matches in the big one.
Yep. Yeah. Put matches in them. Honestly, put anything near it that's reflective,
Yeah.
and that's when these are going to really speak for themselves because they are mirrored like this.
Mm-hmm.
They're really lovely. Comes in a great set, and I absolutely adore them. I think that they are extremely special.
Very
Um, I,
beautiful.
I don't know much about Chinelli, the brand. I don't see much from them from my research, and they will be in my inventory if you would like.
Hi,
But
Damon.
but
Welcome.
before I put these in the inventory, one thing I'd like to add is when you're gifting them, create your own story with these, right? Give them with the intention of telling someone this is how you could use it, right? On your wedding day, put your rings inside of here, put your something blue, put your, lapel pin, put your pocket square. Take photos with them, use them as a memory, and then when you go home, put them on your coffee table and use them however you like, but you'll always remember how you use them on your special event, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
Yeah, love those. Okay, let's do. So this is another really fun. I love jars and boxes and vessels because they never get old, and you can never have too many of them, in my opinion.
Oh,
So this is
wow.
an Art Deco ribbed glass with the sunburst detail on the bottom. I don't know if this is enamel or black metal on the top here, but it's got a black lid here. I have a feeling that this was probably used for like makeup powder back in the day. Um, you see a lot of these old vanity jars that people would use for travel or as keepsake jars, but use this however you like. I love that it's the ribbon kind of makes it very frosted so you can barely see kind of what's inside of here. So use it however you wish. Put special things in there. Your jewelry and your rings are always, a great option, but use this for salt. Use this for a sauce. Put a spoon in it, and it cleans out perfectly. It's glass, so you can't go wrong with using it for multiple things.
Mm-hmm.
Put candy in here. Put mints here. By your front door, on your side table in your living room for people. I love finding other reasons to use stuff than what they were for, and this is
Agreed.
certainly one of them.
I also love finding candy in a bowl, so that
It's the
works
best.
perfectly for me.
I see jelly beans in here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doesn't hurt.
Little
So
sugar
that
never hurt anybody.
yes, exactly. Okay, so that's going to inventory as well. Let's talk about this guy right here. So
Oh, wow.
this is a beautiful, ornate, oval, maybe, a crudité dish is what it was for back in the day. You could see that the handles are very ornate. It's got this beading detail around it. And the more and more I look at it, the more and more I see this like in a powder room with really special, linens or napkins or hand towels kind of rolled up across them for your guests when they come over. Or it has matches and a candle on it. Um, or you use it for what its actual purpose probably was, which was crudité. So if you have folks over and you want to cut up a bunch of vegetables and put it on here and put some dip, whatever it may be, it serves as a great little serving tray.
Mhm.
And this is just it's so unique, and it was actually made in the US, which I like. You don't see
Yes.
stuff like that often in this kind of detail that's vintage. And it's silver plate, but it's held up really nice. It's got great character to it, and it's super universal.
Yeah, this is beautiful. I love the idea of using it in the powder room or using it with a candle and the matches and the table
Yeah,
lighter all kind of like set out. Even just to put your remotes on something. If you have a table, you have a stack of books and you have that on top, you put your remote on top of it. It's
yep,
just some little details to just elevate the everyday.
exactly. Elevate. That's what I love to do. I love to elevate the small little details of everything in any way that I can because it just makes it that much better. I mean, if you want to put your remote on this, I guarantee you'll feel better doing that than just putting it on the dresser or putting it on your nightstand or whatever. It'll
Or
feel a
not
lot
being able
better.
to find it at all.
Yes. Or when you lose it, do you know exactly where it is?
Now, if you didn't put it back on the tray, then we have a problem.
Exactly. Now it's your fault. That's going to inventory, free shipping. If you're just joining on everything that is in inventory, there will be free shipping.
Yes, and welcome everybody who's just joining. If you guys haven't followed Cameron yet, make sure to follow Collector's Gene. That's Cameron. Up on the top, there's a little circle with a plus button. And then if you'd like to see what you've missed so far in the show, you can tap the little box on the bottom right-hand side that says 13, and that will show you the pieces that we've already shown. Feel free to ask us to show them again. We are happy to do so.
Yes, if there's anything you want to see again, happy to show it. Okay, these are a set of 4.
Picture frame again.
Oh, the picture frame. Yeah. Let me present these, Rach, and then I will show those real quick. So these are 4 little nut/bonbon dishes. So if you're not familiar with bonbon dishes, that is a old English term, and it's a term for like chocolate or candy or whatever. And you see a lot of these dishes, and back in the day, they would be by the front door. They would be in the living room. They would really be in every room of the house. Would be these bonbon dishes filled with things that anyone could munch on at any given time. We love to host, so when I saw these, I immediately thought, you could put nuts in them, you could put dips in them, but you could also use them as bonbon dishes, and they're a set of 4, which is great. So this price is for the set of 4, not just one of them. And you put these around your house. You use them for serving when you get to use them for multiple purposes. So when people aren't here or you're not hosting an event, you use them as a bonbon dish. When you are hosting, you wash them out, and then you put nuts in here or jams or whatever. And um, they have these little feet on them. They're not totally rectangle because they have these detailed corners, these like hexagonal edged corners, and it comes in this set of 4.
I
So it's
love that
185 for the set of
idea
4.
to put that with like a charcuterie board, and you
Yeah,
put honey in one and you put mustard in the other, and you put,
yeah,
your fig jam in one, and the little spoons or
yeah. And you can always
works.
find a matching silver spoon to go with these,
Hmm.
or a wooden spoon looks great as well. And again, this is all about elevating the things that you already do. So you probably already use charcuterie. What are you putting honey in? Probably just a bowl that you have at your house that's not really aesthetically pleasing. These are really fun. They're adorable in size, and I really love them.
Yeah,
And
these are gorgeous.
I was really excited to find these and have them to offer for sure.
Definitely. Set of
Um,
4. A set of 4,
yes.
free shipping. This is a little beautiful little set.
Yeah, for sure. And I have more of these. So if you're like, oh, bummed, I need more than 4. I want to have 4 for hosting and 4 for around the house or 4 for gifting. I do have more on the way.
Yes.
So feel free to grab these. Go into
Gorgeous.
inventory. Okay, let's show back the picture frame. And if you see something that you like and you want to make an offer on it as well, um, please, feel free to write an offer in here, and happy to do that. Sorry,
Oh, number
15.
15, the picture of the distinguished gentleman.
Oh, let me show that.
That is spectacular.
Yes, so this is fun. I actually, if you give me 2 seconds, I'll go grab it. I forgot to put it out, so just give me a second.
I love that for Dalton's office, actually, Rachel. It kind of reminds, it's like friends with my great aunt over here behind my shoulder. They work together.
Okay, so it's a print. It's not a portrait oil painting or anything, but it's a really actually nice print, and it's very moody, which I really like. When I got it, it looks like someone had taken off the kickstand for it to sit, which I actually am kind of happy about because it has this ring on the top to hang it, which is actually how I would use it anyway. Um, I love smaller pictures on a larger scale wall. I think it adds kind of a bit more drama to the piece when it's like the focal point because it's smaller on a wall, or it can still lean up against a bookshelf, if it has a back. So not having the kickstand didn't totally bother me. Um, but I just wanted to make that known. But that's why it's priced at, you know, pretty affordable. But it is a print. It's not an oil painting, um, but it's a great print, and I happen to really love it. And I love that the dark background on it as well.
I love the moodiness of the
Yeah,
background. It's got a nice, just a feel to it. You put that in a room with your books and your other,
yeah,
in Rachel's case, she's talking about putting it in her husband's office. Just
yeah.
gives a
It's
little
super
bit of a
elegant.
vibe in there.
It's super elegant, and the other good thing is like, you know, oil paintings are relatively expensive, and this happens to be really just a really nice detailed print, and you don't get a lot of I don't know. You don't have to worry about spending for something that you're not overly, you know, it's not oil. So it's a
Right,
print.
right. You don't have to overly invest to get the
Correct.
feel of it.
Correct. Exactly. So feel free to think on it, Rach. Feel free to let me know at any time you know how to reach me.
Hi, Marguerite.
Marguerite, you made
Welcome.
it.
Absolutely. Hi,
Okay.
Rita. Welcome. Hi, hi, hi.
Okay, let's present. Let's see what I haven't added here yet. Okay, this is a really special, probably the most rare piece here. I'm a huge vintage Hermes collector. It's just something that I'm super passionate about. So when I find really exceptional rare pieces, um, I go for them. And whether this is a gift for yourself or you really want to buy someone something really special, they're a close friend or a family member, so you want to get them a nice wedding gift, this packs maybe the most punch out of any wedding gift or gift in general I've ever seen. This is a bottle stopper from Hermes. It fits on champagne, it fits on wine. It's stamped Hermes Paris, has a horseshoe here for good luck, and it works amazing. Hermes obviously made these items in the 60s, all these decor and home goods items. These specific ones I have seen two since
Hmm.
I've been collecting. Um, and they're just it's this is one of the two that I've seen, and they're extremely special, extremely rare. It's stamped Hermes Paris, of course, made in France. It's got these grooves on the inside here. It pops perfectly onto a bottle, which preserves it. So if you open up a bottle of wine or a bottle of champagne, you don't have to feel guilty, or you don't have to feel like you have to pour it out or drink it all at once because this preserves it. And if you want to be really chic, you do it with vintage Hermes. So
Yes.
yeah,
Wow. That is
a really
so
rare and
unique,
exceptional
so
piece.
special. Can you show us that horseshoe detail? I missed it when I somebody called me, unfortunately. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's crazy.
That's
It's a crazy piece.
incredible.
It's a crazy, crazy
Holy
piece.
mackerel.
Absolutely wild. Um, Probably won't find another one of these. I'm tempted to keep it myself, but figured I would offer it all because it kind of fits with the whole wedding theme. And a lot of people get caught up in, when they're gifting something, it has to be this big grandiose thing with, a million pieces of paper that's stuffed into the bag to gift it and, Fort Knox to open it. And it really doesn't, because when you tell someone what this is and why it's special and why it's unique, it packs way more of a punch for sure.
Mhm.
So
I agree.
um, I'm going to put it in inventory. I'll probably end up keeping it if no one snags it, but figured I would give it a shot. It's just for my personal collection, and I thought it'd be fun to try here.
It's incredible. That is such an incredible piece.
It really is. Okay, let's see what else we got here.
You really do have the such rare Hermes pieces. Like I work with, many people who have, Hermes
Yeah.
collections, but yours are really very different. Okay, wait, we've got a question from Brett. How to transmit an offer on an item?
Just feel free to send an offer, Brett, or you could type it in here. You could message me after the fact. We could discuss it, and we could go from there. There's not a make an offer button on here right now. So just feel
Yeah.
free to message me or DM me on Instagram or something after, and we can make something work for you.
Typically what we do is you guys can talk on Instagram, and then Cameron would list it on House Codes at the price you guys
Yeah.
agreed on, and then that would
Yeah.
be how you would do it.
Yeah, I can adjust the price or whatever. So just let me know. Okay, I wanted to bring this back for a second to talk about because for those who are just joining, excuse me, this is a new old stock set from Christoph with the
Beautiful.
bottle stopper here and the cork opener to assist you in not making too much of a mess when you're popping a bottle of champagne. It's silver plate and wood. The handles and the top are wood. And again, it's new old stock. It's still in the plastic wrap from Christoph. It still has the Christoph Care card with it. Um, just a spectacular piece. So I just wanted to push that again for anyone that's just coming in new.
This is amazing. The box itself is such a beautiful color, such a beautiful green. What a nice piece to display on your bar cart,
Yep,
in a library, like adjacent on a buffet. I mean, this is something
brass
that you can leave
detailing.
out all the time.
Yeah,
And again, it's like one of those things that you use and you remember the person that gifted this to you. You think about them in that intention of when they gave you the gift. It's such a
yep.
special piece.
This is something someone keeps for forever, whether it's you or you're gifting it. And it's just Christoph's one of my favorite companies. They're still around today, but you can't beat the vintage stuff like this, and it's just really special.
Absolutely.
So that will be back in inventory. You know where to find it. And let's do this again because I got so much interest on this Hermes agenda cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love this.
I actually
And
don't see this in the inventory, so I'm glad you pulled. Oh, yes, I do. Never mind. I
you
see
see it
it.
now? Okay.
I do.
Um, what's interesting about this is Hermes still makes agenda covers, but it's the ostrich leather that makes it special. And it's just something that I want to highlight again. I mean, you could see the quality and how supple the leather is. It's just perfect.
The condition on this is just 10
It's
stars.
insane. Yeah. Again, I'm not sure it was ever used. I actually bought that and the address book together in a lot,
Hmm.
and there's like minimal marking in here. I mean, if any at all, having a hard time finding anything that would suggest that's actually been used before. So it's
Wow.
pretty insane.
Incredible. And this does
Yeah.
fit a passport. If you weren't here earlier, this does it's originally an agenda cover.
Yeah.
And you can buy replacements for this through
Yep.
Hermes still. So you're not at risk of getting the cover and then not being able to fill it.
Correct.
But it does also double as a passport holder, which is really so chic. What a
Yeah, I
great
did
gift.
try the passport squeezes in there. It's not necessarily meant for it, so but it will squeeze in there if you want to have it as a way to hold your passport. But I believe Hermes calls this the GM size, the Grand Model size, even though it's not the large size, which GM and a lot of brands is it's usually PM or GM. But I think they make a few different sizes in these. So this, I believe, is the GM. You could confirm that by the sizing, and it's available, of course, free shipping and in
Yes.
the inventory. So that's there. And let's see here. I'll push a couple other things before we wrap up.
If you guys have any questions in the meantime about any of the items, I did drop Cameron's Instagram handle in in the chat. You can reach him at Cameron Ross Steiner on Instagram
Yep.
with any questions, and of course, feel free to connect with him directly.
Yes. So, okay, these are I love vintage ashtrays.
Oh, yeah.
Um, they mark a moment in time. They mark a moment in history, and when you find them from places that are really special, that's kind of what gets me excited. So this is an ashtray from the Racket Club in Miami and Antibes in South France. They're affiliated that way, and it's just the coolest ashtray ever. I have two of these, and so if there's multiple of you interested, feel free to snag one. They are hard to come by, especially in good condition. And a lot of times you'll only find them with the Miami Beach logo on there, not the Antibes logo.
Mhm.
So the Miami ones were produced, I think, before the affiliation, and then they started making them with the Antibes logo. And
These are so chic. I love this ashtray.
yes, and of course, you don't have to use it for smoking.
Congratulations.
Goodbye,
Brad
goodbye.
grabbed one
You'll
of
love
those.
this.
Yeah, this is a
You will love
great,
this.
great
So there's
ashtray.
one left now, guys. They're a bunch of fun. And again, put your keys in them, put your rings in them, put them on a bookshelf. You don't have to put anything inside of it. You don't have to use it as an ashtray, and they're
Hmm.
really special. So this is an inventory. There's one left. If you're just joining, there's a bunch of stuff in inventory. So on the bottom right hand corner of your screen, you'll see a box that has a little tag that says 16. That's where you'll be able to see the inventory. Um, and if there's anything that you want to see again, please feel free to ask. I will push it again so you can look at it. And until then, I will push a couple more things here. Okay, this is one of my favorite things. I don't know how or why it's still in my inventory. This is a vintage Ritz Carlton relish dish. So when you'd be a guest at the hotel, let's say before your room was ready, you'd go sit at the bar. They would give you this relish dish where they put, pickled vegetables and things for you to munch on, kind of in that very old school bar style, which you don't see much of today because most people just do like bar nuts or pretzels. They don't do like pickled vegetables that are actually delicious. So that's what this was used for. It says Ritz Carlton on the bottom here. It's stamped, and it's just got quintessential Ritz Carlton detailing
Wow.
around it. And use this for hosting. You know, use this on your charcuterie board. Use this if you have some friends over. Put some roasted carrots or mushrooms or whatever it is in here. You don't have to put a specific vegetable, but it's got so many uses. It's again a moment in history. You just you won't find another one of these, and it tells a lot of stories that we don't know, and that's what I love. This
And it's
holds a lot
so,
of conversations at the bar at the Ritz Carlton, New York, back in the day.
if only you could hold it up like a seashell and
I
hear
know,
some of
right?
that.
It's listen to everything.
Yeah,
So
that is
fun.
gorgeous. The details on the border are just so beautiful and like you said, just so quintessential. I think you had said mentioned before that it ties in with the pattern on the rugs in the
Yes,
Ritz-Carlton hotels. I love
that's
that.
right. Like you can picture that the details were very, not something that we see often today with luxury hotels. They don't pay attention always to these types of details anymore. But like you
Hmm.
could picture that this would have matched the rug when you walked in, or the rug at the bar, or the napkins at the bar, whatever it may have been. It would have
Yes,
matched this, and it's just it's a one of a kind piece that
gorgeous.
most of these were probably broken, thrown out, given away, donated. Whenever the hotel renovates, they get rid of all this stuff. They don't think
Mhm.
to always sell it. Some do now, but they don't think to always sell it. And I'd be hard pressed to see many of these pop up.
Yeah, agreed.
Um, let's see. Is there anything anyone wants to see before we wrap up here? Am I missing anything?
I think the only thing that we haven't seen is the antique Walker and Hall. If you want to
Oh,
show the biscuit jar, do you have it handy?
I sure do.
Let's end on a high note. I love this. This is such a spectacular piece.
This is like a true antique. I mean, we were talking earlier about a lot of these pieces of like, using salt cellars, and you could picture these in an English home in London and how they would use these.
Hmm.
This is a true antique, well over 100 years old, in amazing condition from Walker and Hall, a now defunct, well and defunct company, and these are called biscuit jars. So biscuits are a big thing in England. Maybe not as much anymore, but back in the day, at least, like tea and crumpets, tea and biscuits, and all that stuff. Biscuits are basically their cookies, and it's not like a buttermilk biscuit that you think of today. Biscuits are actually cookies. So they would fill these to the brim with these cookies and put them in the kitchen, and you know as time went on, we got all these really cheesy biscuit jars and cookie jars that are, porcelain or have a bunch of prints on it, or there's a rooster head on it, and it's not the most aesthetically pleasing, depending on what you like. But this is like incredible wealthy people would have these silver biscuit jars, and you could see the mountings. I mean, the mountings on this are just absolutely incredible. It can be polished up no problem with a little polishing cloth.
Wow, look at the
But
detail right there.
yeah, all done by hand. All
Wow.
done by hand.
And this frosted glass with the horizontal bands that are going around. I mean, it's just such
Yep,
a like spectacle. Could you use this, Cameron, do you think? Could you put a candle inside and use it almost like as a
certainly,
hurricane glass? Like there's so
certainly.
many ways to reinterpret the use to your point. And I know we are aligned in this. We're always trying to find
Yeah,
new ways to modernize something. But that I could see that being absolutely stunning with a candle inside.
yeah. This is just one of those things where it's kind of like the salt cellars. You'll see biscuit jars pop up on the market here and there, but none of them are the exact same.
Hmm.
And so it leads me to believe that a lot of these were made to the liking, custom ordered for whoever was buying them. Because when you think about it, Walker and Hall back in the early to mid 1800s, they weren't making production level pieces. They didn't
Hmm.
have None of these companies had the infrastructure to produce thousands of these, right? So a lot of times when it came to these really expensive items, it would be at the request of the client. This is what I want. This is the type of mounting that I want. This is what I want the detailing to look like.
Hmm.
So I would be hard pressed to think that these aren't piece uniques. Um, that there's a million of these sitting out there with the same details, and I'm starting to believe that this one was really kept by someone who took care of all their stuff, because you can see all the hallmarks. I don't know if you can see here. You might not
Hmm.
focus, but the hallmarks are so crisp and so deep, meaning they've never been polished off. They've never been scratched up. You can just see. I don't know. It might be hard to tell on here, but they're so crisp.
Yeah, you
You
can
could
see
find
that.
out exactly all the artisans that took part in making
Wow.
this just by these hallmarks. There's a great database online. It's super easy to use, and I mean, you could put a candle in here. I would love to see someone put, biscuits in here and have
Right.
this out in their home. It's one of a kind. It's a true antique. It's not vintage. It's surpassed the vintage level, um, which they say is like 100 years old as antique. This is certainly that, and it's in fantastic condition,
So special.
directly from England.
Wow.
Yeah, really special piece.
I love it. I love it. I love
So
all of your pieces, to be honest.
thank you. Thank you.
Always
So
such a treat.
everything's in inventory, and if anyone's interested, you can find it here. You could find them after this show also on collectorsgene.com. You can also message me on Instagram, Cameron Ross Steiner. If you're interested in anything, we could chat prices. You can always make an offer. I will never be offended, because I always make offers on stuff. So I'm not a hypocrite that way. So if you have an offer you want to make, happy to discuss that as well. And there's some great stuff here, so don't sleep on it.
Yeah.
And I will always offer free shipping as well. And again, these items make for great items for yourself, for gifts. I'm a big believer in stashing stuff away for the holidays well in advance if I see the right thing. So always think
Hmm.
about the holidays coming up, in November or December or January. And yeah, let me know.
Amazing. Thank you so much for bringing all of this great stuff to us. Thank you guys for joining. If you have any
Of course.
questions, you know how to find us. We will see you very soon.
Yes. Oh, and one more thing I'd like to add. I don't have one here, but of course, in my inventory is the collector's gene trays, and
Mhm.
anyone that orders something from me always gets a tray as a gift.
Love that.
I think I retail them for like 55 or $60 or whatever it is, 65. So whatever it is, feel free to buy something, and you will always get a free tray from me. So
Love that. Love it.
yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cameron. We'll see you soon.
Thanks everybody. Take care.
All right. Bye.
Bye.